Me, myself, and I, that's all I got in the end. And so it turns out that I probably shouldn't allow my childhood traumas and insecurities to seep into every friendship and relationship I have, turning me into a toxic friend and therefore ruining the friendships that I have with other people that I truly cherish. Hello and good morning, my beautiful people. Yes, I am back here with the Lesbian Masterdoc Series. I know you guys have been asking me, is it coming back? Are you going to continue it? And I truly have been avoiding it, and I truly abandoned it. I'm so sorry. Let me address the elephant in the room. Yes, I am here by myself, by my lonesome, just me. And that is because Elise and I are no longer friends. I'm not really going to get into what happened here, but from the intro, that kind of tells you a little bit of what happened. But I will be releasing a Toxic Mental Tuesday episode where I talk about being a toxic friend. Honestly, sometimes shit happens, you slip up, and you just really have to acknowledge it, apologize for it, and move on and make sure that you don't continue to do the same thing. So if you watch any of my other series, you'll find out kind of where these things stem from for me. But yeah, that's all I got to say on that. There's no bad blood or anything. I really encourage you to go follow her journey on her channel. I believe it's called Elise Samara. I will put it in the description box below. So yeah, go ahead and follow her. But today, it's just gonna be me and you for the Lesbian Masterdoc Series. This, by the way, the story behind this is my parents got this for me in high school because I said I always wanted a shirt with my face on it. And as I was looking for clothes to wear today, I don't have any laundry done, and I saw this shirt there and I thought it just fit the theme perfectly. So, we just gonna go along with it. So basically, you're stuck with me, and I hope that's okay with you. I mean, you subscribe to my channel. Like the Masterdoc series, it was all my idea. I just wanted to bring her on because I wanted to make sure it was like kind of a conversation-based thing. And then she wanted to promote her channel, and so she had the behind the scenes on her channel. So yeah, it served its purpose for that moment. And honestly, I released the Masterdoc series when I first started on YouTube, and I was super nervous to be on here by myself because I didn't feel lesbian enough. You guys, I don't know if you guys ever felt that before, but sometimes I just don't feel gay enough, and so I felt like I needed another person there to supplement. But let's be real, I'm gay, you're gay, and part of the reason why I wanted to make this is because I felt invalidated as a lesbian when I was going through this doc. So I'm trying to go through this doc because maybe you might feel the same way. So let's just go through it together, and we're gonna go straight back into it. Whoop. So today we're gonna go over attraction versus comp-het. Now, as usual, I have my laptop here, which I will be looking at. This section is separated into 3 little subsections, which is nervousness and blushing, hypothetical attraction, and then sexual fantasies. So, we're gonna get a little intimate here, I guess. So we're going to go on to nervousness and blushing. A ton of romance media and common cultural tropes have this idea that you're attracted to someone if you're nervous or blushing around them. Because of this, you might feel like you must be attracted to a man if you feel nervous around him, just because you're experiencing the physical bodily response you've been told to expect, not because you actually want to date them. So, actual attraction. You're nervous because you're excited to get to know someone. You find them attractive first, and because you're thinking about your attraction to them, you get self-conscious because you hope that they might like you too. Comp-het. You're nervous because you are aware that he is attracted to you, and because he's paying such close attention to you, especially if he's pushing boundaries or getting too close into your personal space. You become self-conscious because you know he's watching you. You blush because you're uncomfortable. Wow. Yeah, and I think this is something I definitely experience. Like, when I'm around a guy that I know is kind of flirting with me, I'm just a person where I'm just like, oh, like when someone's giving me attention and they're complimenting me, I'm just like, oh, like I'm just like, of course I'm going to blush. Of course I'm going to get nervous. And I think a lot of the time I mistook that for attraction to him when really I just was nervous about getting that type of attention towards myself in the first place. I mean, even to this day, like, I'm in a relationship with my girlfriend. We've been together for over a year now, and still when I'm around a guy that is conventionally attractive, I feel myself getting nervous. And when like just a couple days ago, I was at an open mic and this guy was there and he's like super attractive, and I knew that he was like flirting with me in a sense. Like, I don't know, it could have been a catching up thing, but I knew that there was something there, or maybe I was making that up, or I have no clue, but it just felt like, you know, he had the smiles and everything, and I just felt like I had to get nervous, and I felt that nervousness when I realized, like, oh, I don't have to be like this. I don't have to be like this at all. And then it's funny because when it kind of flipped for me, because there was a girl there, and so when we were speaking, and she had just like, she mentioned a little, I hope she's not watching, oh my god, she said something about me being beautiful, and I was just like, ooh, and I realized right then and there, like, that was actual attraction. Sorry, Amari, I love you. It just happened. But yeah, that's just an example of what happened at that moment. Hypothetical attraction. So, many questioning women have a hard time sorting through their attraction because of hypotheticals. Our culture in general disregards or challenges WLW. Women love women's? Yes, women love women's attraction, and it gives this anxiety that we need to know 100% that we are not and will never be attracted to men, no matter what in order to claims to be. I don't know what that means. Hold on. I don't know. So basically, I think they're saying that we just need to know that we're 100% attracted to women for us to be lesbian. That's something that I struggled with for the longest time. That's why for a second I was like, oh, I'm bi. And then after that I came out as lesbian, but it was like, I'm lesbian. It wasn't like, I'm lesbian, you know? It was like, but like, I think I'm attracted to that guy because I got nervous around him, you know? And so in a sense, you know, I think I confused the idea of the fact that I could recognize that a male was attractive and the fact that I could still get nervous around them and think about the hypotheticals of being with them, and still like, and at the end of the day, I could still realize like I wouldn't be happy, you know? So I think I got so caught up in the, like, those thoughts that I was having, thinking that was attraction, but more so it was just something that I was used to doing. I've always done that, you know, because I've always had to settle. It's hard to do that as a young person who is just learning about themselves, flooded with the what ifs about the future. Because of this, you might feel like you can't rule out being attracted to men because you might hypothetically be attracted to one someday. Who knows? So I didn't feel like that directly, but I will say, like, when there was a male in my presence, I could feel like maybe I am attracted to this male. Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe I'm attracted to him, and maybe I'm, you know, the imposter syndrome of maybe I'm not a lesbian. Maybe I just like this guy and it was just the one girl. But, you know, even with the story I just told you guys, like, I was happy to have had that sparked attraction with her, not because I want to pursue it, but because it validated for me that I can be attracted to more than one woman. It's not just my girlfriend. It's not just her who is like, now I'm gay. You know, it's just like, now I feel like I truly, I definitely love women. Like, girl, and even when I'm with my girlfriend, I'll be looking at her like, girl, ooh, turn around, shake it a little bit. Yeah. She'd be looking at me and I'd be like, ooh. So you know what I mean? Like, I'm so attracted to her. It's like, there is no if, and, or but about it. Like, truly, I'm in this relationship and there's no doubts. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no, like, I'm just like there, and I don't feel like I'm missing anything. Whereas before, I always felt like with males that there was something that I was missing. Actual attraction. You imagine a hypothetical future where you end up with a man and it actually feels exciting and makes you feel good and hopeful and happy and right. It's a nice feeling and it's comfortable to think about, reassuring. Comp-het. You imagine a hypothetical future where you end up with a man and it makes you uncomfortable, scared, sad, disappointed, wrong. Oh my God. I was like, is this it? Is this what I have to deal with? Like, I've said this in previous episodes, I felt like a relationship is just whoever you feel like putting up with, like however much that person you can put up with, you know? So like for me, it was like I was settling in a sense for this male. I could put up with him being a male for whatever I thought I was getting out of it, which I felt was companionship. It's an upsetting thing to think about, and you hope it doesn't happen. You don't want to end up with a man, even if you feel like you could. And it's not even that I didn't want to, it was just that I was preparing to have to deal with a lifetime of this. So like, The previous ex that I was talking about in the previous episodes, he, for example, him, I started to settle with him because I realized, like, oh, okay, this is probably the dude, you know, that I'll probably end up with somehow, some way. He's very traditional, so I got to kind of get used to these things that he's putting on me. I got to get used to this. And I feel like, in a sense, I got to a place where I was, like, comfortable with I was getting comfortable with it. I was settling. Like, I was comfortable with the uncomfortableness, which you never should be. That's not where you should be. Honestly, go somewhere that makes you happy. And I promise you, on the other side, girl. And the very last one is sexual fantasies. So, our culture places a big emphasis on sex when it comes to orientation. Some people's orientations include sexual attraction, and some people's orientations doesn't. That is something that a lot of people don't understand, especially a lot of straight hetero people. They just truly don't understand that. But most of us feel like our sexual fantasies are the most important indicator of non-straight sexuality because LGBT people have been so thoroughly reduced to sexual acts and sexual objects in the homophobic culture we've grown up in. Ooh, she dropped that mic. Yep. So basically exactly what she just said in this doc. In the media and just like in everyday life, it's always like a sense of like being gay means you're more promiscuous, you're more sexual in a sense. Like, for example, those homophobic people that'll be like, oh, you can be gay, but don't be kissing around me or don't be bringing that type of stuff around me. But it's like, girl, you kiss your husband right in front of me. I don't want to see that hetero stuff. Like, girl, step off. Like, I don't want to see that. But it's a problem because it's two gay people, and so it's so sexualized in a sense, where it wasn't sexualized when you were kissing. And, for example, my sister, she was telling me about one of her exes said that, this is legitimately, I was completely shocked by this, but she said one of her exes said that she didn't want to, if she were to marry a woman, she did not want to kiss in front of their children because she didn't want them to see that type of lifestyle and see that that was okay and see that type of sexual intimacy between people of the same sex, because it's not okay. It's just something that she had to do because she succumbed to her needs or whatever. I'm just like, that's so backwards. It's not anything having to do with just sex, you know. It's just two people loving each other. Why can't you just see that? Truly. Along with that, we've also grown up in a heteronormative and cisnormative society that repetitively teaches and reemphasizes the same singular script for how sex is supposed to go, over and over and over again. Yep, penis and vagina, penis and vagina, penis and vagina. And did I tell you? Penis and vagina. They do not teach any others, and it requires non-straight and non-cis people to invent their own sexual scripts individually and with partners. Truly, because like, when I was with my girlfriend, and we were having sex for the first time, I was like, so, what is this? Like, what do we do? And it's just like, yes, you watch lesbian porn and you see, you know, they just like, they kiss and then, you know, they give each other head or whatever. And then sometimes they'll scissor, which truly, okay, what do you guys think? This is like so off topic, but like, is scissoring a myth? Because I don't want to give up on it. Is it really a myth? I truly don't want to give up on it, but I'm leaning more towards this shit is a myth. I don't know. I don't know. You tell me. But in a sense of like, I just did not know what it meant to have sex, or like, and for example, for her, she was a virgin when we got together. So she's just like, I asked her, like, what does it mean to lose your virginity? You know, like, what does that mean? And we actually made a whole video about that. So let me know in the comments below if you want me to release it. It's from like February or something of like either 2019 or 2020. I don't know, but it's a long time ago. My locks were not even formed by that time. I don't even think I had the twist in for my locks. So yeah. So yeah, let me know if you want me to release that video. But essentially, as I was saying, you know, I just didn't know what it meant to have sex with her, like, because I was so used to penis and vagina. And then when you think about it, it's like to trans people, or like when you're cis and you have a trans partner, like, how do you have sex? It's because it was not normalized to talk about each types of partners and their each types of ways that they could have sex. So I just felt like I didn't understand what I was going into, and I felt so inexperienced, and I just, yeah. But as a young person, when you're aroused, your mind has a very limited template of potential narratives associated with that feeling. So many people default to the same heteronormative script in their fantasies because it's unconscious and easy. Yeah, man's on top of you, you're getting head, it's by a man. But honestly, for me, it was a girl, and I would like try and erase it out of my brain, but like, I would try and imagine my boyfriends, and then I would have to, like, I would think of a girl, immediate. Because of this, you might feel like you must be attracted to men because you imagine abstract situations of sex with men, even though you have absolutely no desire to sleep with men in real life. Yeah, I would say, like, I would just try to, for me, I just try to imagine my boyfriends, or I would try to be attracted to them, but I would always end up thinking of a woman, and that would always end up leading to a climax. So, yeah. Actual attraction. When you fantasize about men, it is because you're attracted to their bodies or specific men or the idea of having sex with men. You imagine qualities of their body and you like the idea of what you're imagining. If you think about the fantasy later that day, you might feel like it's embarrassing, but you also feel like it's sexy. No, that's not how I felt. Comp-het. When you fantasize about men, it is mostly just enacting a kind of narrative. I think it's reenacting there. More focus on movement than features. The men in your fantasies might be faceless or blank features, or their bodies might symbolize some emotion. Ooh, that's deep. Do you guys feel that? Let me know in the comments. You don't really like the idea of what you're imagining. You might not even be in the fantasy, but instead another faceless woman might be. You might even imagine yourself as the man. Yeah, that started happening when I came out. Like, I was like, oh, like, when I started watching porn, it was just a weird shift of, like, when I was straight, I watched lesbian porn, and then when I came out, I started watching straight porn, but I would imagine myself as the man, and it was just an odd type of, like, yeah, it was just weird to flip that way. The narrative follows the sexual script, but the details are more vague and abstract, and you may even shift and change throughout the fantasy. If you think about it later that day, you may feel vaguely nauseated or uncomfortable, or feel invalidated and wrong. Yeah, I can definitely relate to that. I understand, 100%. Yeah, it was just like, for me, when I tried, and it for me, I just was not attracted to their bodies. It was just the bodies for me. And that's how I knew that I kind of was not going to be attracted to males, because when I saw a woman's body, it did something for me. It did something for me. My body would react to it. But when I saw a man's body, it didn't really do much. For me, it was the touch. Like, when they touched me and I could close my eyes, then I could feel some type of attraction or some type of arousal, because I'm like, okay, yeah, somebody's touching me. If somebody's touching you in some good places, of course your body's going to respond to it. That does not mean that you might be attracted to that person because of them or their body, but it's just because they're touching you and it feels good. When they knew what they were doing, let's be real. It's really difficult to unroot comp-het. My simplest advice on getting through this: even if you are attracted to men, you do not need to date them if you don't want to. Okay. If you only want to date other women, then you have the right to do that. The rest is less important than the simple reality of what you want right now. Yeah, so that was a common theme that she had throughout the doc, was just, if you choose to be a lesbian, you can be a lesbian. And even if you like men, which, I don't know, I think that's a longer conversation, because I think that you need to, if you're choosing to be with women just because of your traumas and such with men, I believe that you need to go to therapy for that. You need to kind of address that. I don't think that's healthy. But if that's something that you just want to pursue just because you just don't want to deal with it, cool. But just think about the woman that you're with. Are you really attracted to her, or are you just doing this to settle? So yeah, that was something she had throughout the doc, which I was kind of confused about. But so yeah, that is all for attraction versus comp-het. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this. And also, if you made it to the end of the video, great, because I need your help, please. So I am going to be creating a lesbian infomercial. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I kind of sometimes don't feel validated as a lesbian. So I want you to give me your ideas of what you would want to see in the lesbian infomercial. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go ahead and watch the last episode of Lesbian Masterdoc Series and you'll see there. So I want to create the lesbian infomercial. I think that'll be cool, but I want to make it interactive. So comment down below what you would like to see in it, what types of things you want to see in it. So it'll probably be like 30 seconds to a minute, but I want to make it fun. I want to make it interactive. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and still sticking with me. I'm so sorry I abandoned you again, but I'm back. We still got 2 more episodes to go, and then we have the infomercial. So I will see you guys in the next episode, and I love you so much. Bye.